take the whole city down with this. I take the whole city down with this. Wanna be down, wanna dash, wanna go fast, wanna be brave, wanna move like an assassin. Just to be frank, it's not for the faint of heart. And the only question left is, where do we start?
Hey guys, what is up? My name is Eric Farewell. Today, coming to you from Aviator Paramotor here in Central Florida, and I'm super excited to share a new wing in a new world for Ozone. But it's not just me to share this today. My friend AJ is going to share with you his experience for first flights on the Triox 2, now with something we've never shared before. Enjoy.
Look at this, it says Proto Triox 2 38, and it says something about debut tips, so this could be cool. Debut tips. Looky, looky, the Triox. I like the colors.
So this is interesting. It's got 2D tied in, which I like. It's got 2D tied in, which makes it fun for flying in kind of a way where you can still use the tip steering alone. So you've got your tip steering tied into your main brakes, which is awesome, but then they have a separate little tab that comes off for just tip steering, which is awesome because we use these tip steering lines just for students to see what a mojo feels like, because the Triox is a little bit heavier pressure to actually make a turn with these main toggles. So these tip steerings feel a lot more like what a mojo would feel like on your first flight. So we give these to the students, kind of see what the pressure feels like, how it reacts, and it's pretty awesome that as an instructor I can fly around with the main brakes and get the tip steering tied in with the main brakes and get that advantage, but then also have the ability to still train students with just the tip steering toggles. Yeah, so it is interesting. The risers are pretty similar. I know it's got the wingtips, the winglets on the top, which is pretty cool. It says Triox 2, but I like that the risers are similar. So if you're familiar with the Triox, this is going to be almost identical. The only difference is you have the addition of tip steering on your brakes, as well as still having your tip steering. Let's talk about the original Triox to begin with. That is a tandem paramotor trike-specific wing that we use to train people on for their very first flight, kind of get them up in the air for an introductory flight, teach them oscillation control, as well as offer people that are maybe interested in the sport an introductory flight. And that's what's great about this wing, is that it offers the ability to get people up that maybe otherwise couldn't run into the sky or are interested in learning how to fly. The ability to get up and see this world from the perspective that we get to experience. The Triox is awesome in a lot of different aspects. It did have a few things that could have been improved on, which they've solved in the Triox 2. One of those is going to be that the original Triox tended to oscillate when very heavily loaded. But yeah, so compared to the original Triox, this is very stable. The original Triox is great, especially when you're lightly loaded, but when you get a couple of big guys and a heavy trike, it does want to oscillate under power a little bit. This seems to be totally gone, completely stable, which is very nice, because sometimes it can be a little confusing when you're trying to train students how to stop an oscillation, but it keeps just coming back just because of the power. So this is actually really awesome, very stable. I'm very impressed. One of the benefits that this Triox 2 offers is a different line set, therefore increasing efficiency by reducing drag. It's not as many lines. The cool thing is that you don't reduce any of that wing loading, and that's one of the great things about the Triox, is you can fly these big RMZ 500 motors that are very heavy with two giant guys, two big passengers, and still be within the weight range. They are tested all the way up to 8 Gs. That's one of the great things about this wing that makes it unique, is that you can carry so much weight and still be safe within that B-rated loading.
I have to tell you, one of my favorite things to do in this sport is to help with the research, development, and design as these new products are brought to market. And while I love the original Triox, being able to announce the new Triox 2 is truly an honor and something I'm absolutely excited about because they're bringing some new technology out into the field, new for Ozone, new and different things that will make the entire sport better and safer for our students and for you at home flying on your own. The idea of bringing winglets to a glider to reduce oscillation is not new, but Ozone doing it the way they have is really a new era in how winglets work. They've focused all of their attention into reducing the roll oscillation to allow for more safety with less input. Obviously, we're always driving ourselves toward greater technology, but what Ozone has done with the Triox 2 is giving you the same incredible speed range, the absolutely massive wing loading ability, and now less oscillation, less drag, more efficiency, all the things we're looking for in a great tandem glider.
The trim speed on the Triox is another great benefit. It's still the same on the Triox 2 as it was the original Triox. It's still very fast. You can trim all the way out and really get moving, which is great for those introductory flights. It allows you to cover a lot of ground really fast, get to the really cool spots that you want your passenger to experience, but then still offers the ability to trim all the way in to get that really slow launch and landing speed. So that's really a great advantage of the Triox, and that stays the same with the Triox 2. If you're interested in doing tandems, this is the wing to choose because you can get people up very safely in a trike. I feel like it's the best option for introducing people into the sport safely and a wider range of people at that. You don't have to be at a beach with the high winds with this. You can have a trike in zero wind and get almost anybody off the ground with this wing. So that's one of the great benefits. If you're interested in learning how to do that, you can come here to Aviator Paramotor. We train experienced pilots how to become tandem certified and get that exemption so you can take people up and experience the world from this great perspective.
Triox 2 is available now, and we do have demos available. Please feel free to reach out to us here at Aviator, and we look forward to seeing more Triox 2s with winglets in the air.
I take the whole city down with this. I take the whole city down with this. Wanna be down, wanna dash, wanna go fast, wanna be brave, wanna move like an assassin. Just to be frank, it's not for the faint of heart. And the only question left is where do we start?